Welcome to Super Easy Forex. This is Uncle P, and I am just doing a Friday wrap up because we had a pretty wild week, and I'm going to go over some things as you can see, and I'm going to be maneuvering my head around on there from time to time just to make sure you guys can see it. This was a simple trade. You can clearly see the triple arrows. 28 pips on that one. Let me go through a couple of trades real quick and then I'll talk to you guys because I got some stuff to talk to y'all about. I should have kept my GBPs trades. Those were really nice. They played out nicely. Let's see, NJ. Let's see that one. And let me move my head down. This is one of the J pairs. And what it did, and I'm going to talk to you about this now. So pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, okay? So what happens oftentimes, and let me go to the 4 hour so you can see it. Okay, you see the triple arrows came in on the 4 hour. Okay, it came down, it gave some pips, and we talked about this during class this week. Okay, so once you come and sign up, make sure you attend class because we teach a lot of good information that a lot of traders didn't know. But as you can see, it came down, it did what we call a slant pattern, then it shot back up. We got in right here, as you can clearly see, the entry is real clean. And if you drop down to the 1 hour, you'll see currently up 79 pips. And then, bless you, honey. That's my wife. Sorry, y'all. She sneezed. All right. And then let's go to this one. This one is just a little simple one right here. Right there. You'll probably see it better this way. Boom, boom. A little simple one. A little quickie. All right. And then this one here. And we sent some of these out into the signals group. There we go. And this one, as you can see right there, is a nice 33 pips, triples right there, a little late entry. And then this one here is the one you saw, kind of going through a few of them. All right, and that's that. Now, let's go to the one that's still remaining out there. We still have this one as well that's still playing around. All right, see, 26 pips, and that's the AJ. You can always tell by looking at which pair it is by looking in this corner. EJ, let's look at EJ. I'll give him little nicknames, 29 pips. See, all the J pairs are now dropping, 30 pips. See, you see it moving? Okay, let's see, we got the UJ. Let's go to UJ, all right, because this is the one I told you guys about. As you can see, I'm currently down 20 pips on this one, down 20 pips. Let's go a little further out. This is the 1 hour. If I go to the 30 minute, you can see the triples are sitting there now. So here's the entry right here. So I told you guys on last week that this one would be dropping. What happened was it was intended to drop, but, and you can see, if I was to ask you, and I do this in class as well, just simplifying your view, because that's one of the things I taught in class this week is how to simplify your view. If you do join over the weekend, make absolutely sure that you look in the notification channels because you do have to email us to get access to our Telegram groups now, because people are, I mean, that's so popular, a lot of people are trying to hack into it. So you have to actually email us now so that we can verify that you're a paid member, and we'll send you the links. And those links, once you get them, you want to use them immediately because we do change them very often to make sure that they're not being shared out. So anyway, when you do get the links, one of them is going to say notification channel. You want to go to the notification channel. Once you log into the Telegram group, go to the notification channel and look for the classes on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, okay? Because I kind of cover some unique information for the team. And so let me kind of show you this. Let me bring this on camera. Here's the 4 hour. As you can see, triples is right there. We bounced around and dropped. Then triples came in and shot up. So I told them sometimes at first glance, you can just see, hey, what do you think this is going to do? And at first glance, you can clearly see this has the quote unquote possibility, because you can't always say, hey, this is guaranteed, because the market does what it does. And I'm going to explain that momentarily. But, you know, it looks clearly like it's ready to follow through on dropping back down. Correct? If we go out to the daily, you can still see the trend lines. It's going down, and you'll get all these. The trend lines are going down, but how we set up the charts, you want to pay attention to that, okay? But anyway, in the 10 class, and we can always help you with that, because it's not just me who teach class. I also have Miss Jenny, and then we also have another gentleman, Mr. Irving. And if you join the signals group, there's another person who teaches there on Mondays. His name is Mr. Elvis. So you got access to multiple different trainers to help you along the way. That's what makes us unique. Okay, and all right, so anyway, let me go back to this. So as you can see right here, it was prone and set to drop. However, as I said, the market can do what it wants to do. Here's what happened. And it didn't go far. That's why I'm only down 20 some pips. No big deal. But here's the point. The point is that what happened is the U.S.-China trade deal pushed a lot of currencies out of whack. I even told people, I said, hey, I know if you're looking at trying to short the U.S. Dow, the 30, some of your brokers may call it differently or whatever, but if your broker, if your charts are showing you, hey, it's time to sell it, I say don't sell the US 30, the S&P 500, or the NASDAQ. Don't touch either one. Okay, don't touch either one. I said leave them alone. I don't care what your charts are showing you, whether you have our system or somebody else. I said don't touch it. Leave it alone. I said price is going to go up, and sure enough, it actually did. Why? Because of the China trade deal. At that point, currencies and other trading pairs become political pairs. They don't become normal trading patterns. So, oh, well, you know, this trading pattern, this and this and this, you're going to blow your account up. Why? Because you have to know a little bit, in my opinion, about fundamental news. Fundamental news means you understand the overall activity as to what is driving that currency pair up or down. You get what I'm saying? So what happens is, on a typical situation where you typically see a certain setup, yeah, you'd be like, man, I'll take this all day long. But when you know that that pair may be affected by political news, then you might want to shy away from it. And that's one of the things we teach. That's why I tell people all the time, I do not take every triple arrow setup I see. I have to know something about the relationship that I'm about to get into with this currency pair. In other words, we're about to get into a relationship. Okay, and I need to know a little bit about your background before I jump into it. A lot of people are having relationship problems to this day. You know why? Because the person looked real sexy, just like these charts look real sexy, but you knew nothing about their background before you jumped in bed with them. And people in the Forex market do it all the time. They're always jumping in bed with currency pairs without understanding what's going on with the currency pair itself. What's going on in the USD country? What's going on in JPY country? Well, it was very easy. The USD and China are the ones signing the trade deal, and the JPY is a safe haven currency. So therefore, yeah, you know, hey, it spiked a little bit past our normal levels, but it didn't go ridiculous. And as we can see, the JPY is settling down, and that's why you see the others that are pretty well. See, this one is shot up and now it's dropping. You see what I'm saying? JP80 AUD. All right, there we go. Let's see this one. I'm only down 17 pips on this one. Not much. See that? Look at there. See? So all the JPYs are now returning back to normal. Why? Because the news event that caused them to jump, and I didn't get in this one, but this is the GJ, the dragon. NJ, let's take a look at that one. See? 72 pips. See? So all the pairs are returning back to normal flow now, because the excitement and the hoopla of the trade deals thus far is settled, and the war is settled so far. I'm not saying that everything is over, but I'm simply saying for now things seem to be calm. Okay, so that's an update on that. Let me see, there was one more thing. Let me see if there was anything else. View your charts, trade deal. Oh, and also here's another thing that I call it the Friday flush. Okay, the Friday flush. A lot of times when you're swing trading, and I want to teach this to swing traders. Okay, this doesn't apply really to scalpers or those who are short term. You know, you close your trade at the end of the day. This is for swing traders, people who work 8 hours and so. Okay, something you got to keep in mind is that a lot of times what happens is the markets will test your patience. All right, I'm gonna say it again. The markets will test your patience. And how they do that is, what they'll do is they will actually drag out the trade for several days. Okay, they literally do. And what most people do is they quit on the trade only to find out on Fridays. Now, this is not all the time, but a lot of times they do this. On Fridays, they do what I call the Friday flush. And the Friday flush is they'll wait all week long holding that trade up, and then people lose patience, and then on Friday you get this overnight. It's just in 24 hours. Look at that. Bow. Friday flush. Okay, now here I'm gonna show you a little trick. Control Y, and this is if you hit Control Y, it'll bring up what's called your day separators. Okay, your day separators, and that separates each day so that you'll see what was going on for that day. Look at what happened today on Friday. All this 72 pips. Now they done held this trade, held it, float, making you think, okay, it's going back up more, and then they flush like the toilet. They flushed it on Friday. And look, because of patience, see, we held it. Because of patience, the Friday flush came in and boom, 72 pips on Friday. Okay? So anyway, that's just a little tip for you. Hit Control Y again and you can make them go away. Control Y again, and there you go. Now, let me give you one more tip and I'll let you go. When you're on the 1 hour charts and below and you hit Control Y, okay, Control Y, it'll bring up your day separators and that'll separate each day. Whether you're on the 15-minute, this is all the XC, triple arrows on the 15-minute. Look, it started on Thursday, finished on Friday. Okay, there we are. 30-minute, it will show you Thursday, retested, dropped on Friday. All right, here's today, here's this day. All right, however, if you go to the 4 hour, each one of these represents 3 days. Okay, 3 days. So it's not per day, it's 3 days. So you see here, triples came in, dropped, retested, and dropped again. Okay, perfect entry. So we just hold this one for quite a long time. All right. All right, so hopefully you learned some things and hopefully this was helpful. If you want to join us, like always, hey, just go to www.supereasyforex.com and we'll be happy to have you on board. Let me be very clear what to expect though, okay? Because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page with expectations. So what happens is, once you sign up, you're going to be creating a username and password. Then you purchase the system. Once you purchase it, just log right back in with the username and password that you created, okay? And once you do that, you'll be going through tutorials. You'll have all the indicators in there and everything else. Take your time over the weekend, okay? Now, first class that you're going to be having access to is on Tuesdays, okay? Tuesday. Then you can ask questions and all those different things. We have one person who just sent an email day. We don't do email analysis because no matter what I tell you, you're really not going to get it. Come to class, and what happens is I teach for about 30 minutes or so, and then I open it up so that we can actually have a dialogue, and I typically try to stay as long as possible until every question in the group is asked, unless we just run out of time. But for the most part, I try to stay behind to make sure I'm answering everybody's questions. And we do that on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings, okay? US session. Now on Tuesday night, we have a trainer. Her name is Miss Jenny, a six-figure earner. She teaches a class on Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday night, you will also have Mr. Irving. Mr. Irving is a beast when it comes to this trading stuff, okay? So he teaches a class on Wednesday nights, okay? So you can expect that. Now the class schedules can fluctuate and stuff like that depending on business demands and stuff like that for the most part. But you know, just come on to class on Tuesdays, get this knowledge and education, and you'll find out why we do not take every triple arrow setup we see. That's one of the biggest things. There are certain times and here's the other thing, I forgot to tell you all this. The biggest thing that I taught a lot of people, and they getting it now, they had no idea how the market makers play around with your money based on the time that you enter your trades. That is beyond critical. To me, I can take any trading system in the world and still kind of be successful with them. I don't know what others are out there. I tried many, but the one key factor that they were missing was telling me the time to enter trades. That matters just as much as your trading system. And nobody out there is really teaching it. So they give you all these indicators, buy my system, and you're still falling flat on your face. It is a key reason. It's because of the time that you're supposed to take trades. And I taught that on Tuesday, and I'll continue to teach that, so that if you get nothing from me but that, I promise you, your trading career alone will change just off of that information. So make sure to come, sign up this weekend, and then be in class on Tuesday, okay? And if you have questions, please raise your hand. If you're brand new to trading, don't come, and it really irritates me, don't you dare come to class and not raise your hand and ask a question. You're new, that means you should have questions. And what was wonderful, I had several people who said, you know what, hey, I just signed up and I actually took off for the next 2 days just to make sure I attended your class, and it was a fabulous experience. I said, thank you so much, because if you're willing to sacrifice taking off work to come to class, I'm more than happy to answer as many questions as you have to make sure you're on the right track. And so we're just trying to provide a good quality service, a good experience. Okay, so anyway, enough is enough. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I'm about to go enjoy my weekend with my wife. So peace and hair grease and all that good stuff. Bye.